This is a HeadGum podcast.
Oh, yeah. Welcome to A Funny Feeling Podcast. I'm Betsy Sidaro.
And I'm Marcy Jarrow. This is a podcast where comedians tell us their paranormal experiences, and we listen to yours as well.
Oh, yeah. And if you have one of these paranormal experiences that you want to share with us, please email it to us at funnyfeelingpod@gmail.com.
Now get cozy.
And prepare yourself to be scared silly.
This is a Funny Feeling podcast. Are we doing this? Yes,
We're
it's happening.
doing it. It's happening. Who
Betsy.
knows what?
Are you excited?
I'm so goddamn excited, Marcy.
Prove it.
I'll show my titties.
I'm very excited about our guest because truly he is one of the very funniest performers
Yes.
I've ever had the pleasure of watching. Like, true in the top 5, I think.
Absolutely. He's
So-
also like one of top 5 nicest people in the whole wide
Absolutely.
world.
I guess what I'm saying is if our audience doesn't know him, they fucking suck. He's an incredible actor that you've seen in probably every favorite comedy that you've seen. Peter has been in it. You were in Shameless for a couple of seasons, yeah?
3 seasons, yeah.
3
Yeah.
seasons? So that's a few. That's more than a
Yes.
couple. Okay. Well, I already said his first name, but welcome, Peter Banifaz.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you so much. It's an honor to be here with you. Everything you said about me, I would absolutely hit you right back with it, both of you. It's such an honor to be here with you both. I love you.
Peter.
this
I
is
love
so
you
nice.
so much.
Thank you.
I mean
Yeah.
it too. Like one of the funniest people I've ever, a real wild person on stage.
Unbelievably funny.
Well, I've learned
So
from some
much
of the
fun
best.
to play with. Oh, yeah, man.
I've learned from some of the best. Both of yours. No, how do you say? No, what's the opposite of yours? Truly. Like how do I say? Like, well, you have
You
both of
bitch.
you guys have. Huh? What?
I was gonna. Yours truly, you bitches. No,
That's what I was. No, but both of you have. I've studied under both of you, and so as I said, I've learned from literally some of the best to ever do it.
I do. I remember. I've told you this before, Peter, but I remember. I sat in to coach a group you were in, and I just remember being like, "That dude is so fucking funny." And then you
Thank you.
just kept like exploding. It was like, "Yes, man,
Thank
you're
you so
you're
much.
so incrable."
Thank
Yeah.
you. Right back
I
at you.
coached you for a while, and
Yes.
very naturally funny. But also, I was like, God, he works so hard too. Like,
Thank you.
not to be like he works hard, but I think sometimes in improv, guys, this is a secret. When people are naturally funny, the school that you're working within tries to beat out your natural instincts.
Sure.
And it's bad and good. It's good because it teaches you to be versatile, but bad because it makes people feel like they're not doing well when
Sure.
that's not true. And you did such a good job of like keeping true to yourself and also like doing what you needed to do.
Thank you.
Right,
Um,
right.
I would say I was definitely one of those people that I was a good example of someone that kind of needed to be broken down a little bit and sort of taught things sort of not necessarily the right way, but how I don't know, just taught a different way, a little bit more of a structured way. And then once I learned that, then I was able to sort of go outside of that a little bit and do my own thing. But I did think sort of that structure, I was one of those people that it helped because maybe I was a little bit all over the place. And it also taught me some of the basics of comedy that I knew in my body, but I didn't like intellectually, rationally understand.
Right.
And that helped me a lot too. Yeah.
Yeah, me
is-
too.
That's so interesting to put it that way too, that like you know it, but it's hard to like tell it back to someone what it is.
Right.
And then I feel like once you can tell it back to someone, that's when you know. And I guess that's what they say, like teaching helps you learn or whatever, like teaching someone helps you learn. But yeah. But I mean, Marcy, you were my first, one of my first Herald coaches, and yeah, I'll always remember a lot of the stuff you taught me. Yeah, because
That's
I was that
nice.
because you came during that time where I feel like I needed to be reined in a little bit, and I always appreciated the way you reined me in.
You guys had such a good. I mean, now this is just improv talk, guys, but your team
Very
had
scary.
so many different styles on it,
Sure.
and it was just. And I think someone was like, "Oh, we'll put a bunch of different people together, and then expect them to just know what they're doing, even though it's their first team." I was like, "That's a lot of expectation to put on people." But
Yeah.
so many good minds on that team, though.
Yeah, great people.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Great people. Absolutely.
Boy, talking about improv is so weird after not performing or touching it at all for months and months.
Yeah, man.
So funny to talk about. But
And that's
we're
the
gonna
scary
get
part.
that is the
That's
scary
very
part.
scary.
I do literally remember my last two shows so vividly, though.
Wow.
I don't at all.
It's because you didn't come to our last search history show.
Right. I was in Denver I was touring with the Doughboys.
Oh yeah.
And then everything went to hell.
Yeah, because you were still there for a little while, and you're like, "Oh shit, do I need to come home?"
I was like there because I was like, oh, I'm gonna go skiing and hang out with my family, and I went skiing the last 2 days that you were allowed to ski, and then like that Sunday as I was or like that Saturday night after getting home from the mountain, all of like Vail Resorts was just like, oh, we're closed. You cannot keep doing this, and I was like, oh, I gotta get back to LA. This is scary, man. But
anyway, different kind of fear. Different kind of fear, guys.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Don't worry.
Not a fun one.
Today, my psychiatrist said, you just really got to get out there and live. It's not that dangerous. And I was like, uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh. But she's right. You got to learn how to keep on keeping on. So let's talk about spooky, because this is that time of year. The veil is thin, Peter. I'm sure you feel it. It's
Yes.
gauzy. So
Very gauzy veil.
we always start by asking our guests, what, if anything, do you believe about the paranormal?
I don't. I only have, and I'll speak on this. I only have one experience that I felt was truly paranormal, but I think in the realm of all the possibilities of all the things we know about science, physics, all the things we're learning now about quantum physics, all that. To me, I think at this point it's almost impossible that the idea of spirits and something like this doesn't in some way exist, or has at least in some form manifested itself in like it's nothing that I've ever really encountered, but from the beginning of time we've been talking about this stuff,
Right.
and it's like there's got to be, it's like aliens, like there's got to be something to it.
Right.
I can't see a molecule, but it exists. So why can't this be the same? Like I don't know about demons and stuff like that. I don't know, but the idea of a spirit for some reason can't transcend where it's normally supposed to transcend to after death. I don't know. I'm definitely not a skeptic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Certainly not a
Right.
skeptic. Like I'm open to. I'm like, I guess I'm when it comes to the ghost world, I'm agnostic. Like I don't know, and I guess I will find out if I see one. You know, but
Yes.
I certainly I think it would be almost ignorant to say that there's no way they exist.
Yeah.
Right.
That makes
Because
sense.
it is like you said, of just like all throughout history of humanity, people have been talking about like ghosts or spirits or just some other worldly thing, and it's like, why would we? I mean, sure, we make stuff up, but also like, why?
Yeah, because it's easy to jump to the conclusion, well, you miss someone, so you fabricate, like a memory becomes like a ghost that haunts you. But people have had stories of things that aren't just like a person they're missing or they know, or that stuff that's like, I had no idea this was a possibility, and then they like encounter a thing.
Right.
I was reading this Reddit thread about this.
Thread it.
And let me tell you about QAnon, guys.
Vaccines are really bad.
But it's from, I think I sent it to you, Betsy, maybe, that it's a search and rescue person. It's a person who works in the parks department in search and rescue.
Ooh.
And they don't like give information about, I didn't send it to you. Sorry.
You did not. Thanks for nothing.
It's so many parts.
Come
It's
on.
like, so like this person it continues to update it, like with more stories, especially because he like went on a training and met with some other people from like other parts of the country, and they were telling stories to him. Anyway, it's some of the stuff, it's like it's all wood, some of it's just sad, like search and rescue things, and then a lot of it is like unexplained. They're like, when we don't find a person, it's like so rare to never find someone again. And then sometimes when they find survivors, like little kids, they'll be like, oh, it was a fuzzy man.
Ooh, Bigfoot.
No, they mean blurry.
Oh, a ghost.
Yeah, it was a blurry man. It's like so many the stories I
That's like
was
Mama, the movie Mama.
yes. So, but they were this particular family. I'll have to send it to you guys because there's so many stories. But it was like one child disappeared, and it was like 2 kids under the age of 5. They were devastated. They searched for so long they couldn't find the child. And then a year later, they come back to like do a memorial, and their second child goes missing.
Oh,
And they're like, they're just beside themselves. But a few days or weeks later, they find the little boy, and he said, the fuzzy man had me inside of a tree. And he was like feeding him berries when he was hungry. And then the fuzzy
That's
man
so
said,
Mama.
fuzzy man told him he wasn't the right kind, so he had to let him go.
What the fuck?
Ooh, that fucked me up.
But it's just one of dozens of stories this guy has where he heard from other people. And then another phenomenon is just finding stairs in the forest that look like, they said like that you cut them off the front of a house, just like stairs.
That's so gross.
And they're told not to touch them and not to ask any more questions.
So for like aliens to land or stairs to like a portal or something.
Yeah, it's so weird. And maybe it's all bullshit, but it's also, I don't know. There's so many, like you said, people have always had these sorts of stories, and either everyone's full of shit or some of it has to be true.
I mean, like, it's got to be. We're living in a world right now. Just this month, I've read 2 separate articles. I'm just showing off on how many articles I read. But
2?
Yeah, only 2, in the last year I've read only 2 that literally talked about being able to prove that there is a high chance of there being multiple universes, being able to move through those multiple universes, time travel, like talking about the science of it. So, I mean, come on now. There's got to be something in the spirit realm, and someday we'll figure it out. Maybe we're just so skeptical that we can't see it.
Right.
But I don't know.
I think it's also like you don't know what you don't know. But
yes.
There may be people who do know more. I think,
Right.
I was like trying to explain that to my mom this morning because one of my friends is becoming a space lawyer.
What?
She's already a lawyer, passed the bar in 3 states. Very smart woman.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
And she went to the International Space Institute and was like the valedictorian of her class, working with physicists and aerospace engineers and some of the most brilliant minds. And she's like, yeah, like wants to write policy for what happens in space. And my mom was like, I can't even conceptualize what that means. And I was like, well, I was like, you can't, but people can. And think about television. When your dad was born, there was no television.
Right.
And in his lifetime, television became a thing, then it turned color, then it went to your phone. Like, that's a huge advancement in a lifetime.
Right.
But like, you guys don't know how it works. Like my mom, like, you don't know how it works, but people do. And this is like, you have to assume there are people who know more in other fields just because you don't know what they're talking about, but it doesn't mean they don't. I was telling her stupid, basically. I was like,
Hey, Mom, you're stupid. And other people are not stupid.
I hang up the phone with, I love you, Biden Harris.
Good. Good.
Hey, gotta throw it in somehow.
Peter,
Yeah.
did you like have you felt this way your entire life, or like believed, or have been not skeptical forever?
I always felt like akin to someone that kind of like at least believes in the realm of possibilities. But everyone in my family's always been like, no way, that's bullshit, and don't.
Really?
There's no way. Like, so I was always like raised to think that there's absolutely no way that something that science can't explain exists.
Oh.
But
Yeah.
I was at the very least always just fascinated by it.
Yeah.
Just
and curious and just
yeah, just not even the horror aspect of it. Sort of like fundamentally how it's something that occurs in every single culture on Earth, and from the beginning of time. And it's like, what is if it's not real, then we certainly have a universal obsession with something that like I don't know. Yeah. So
right.
I just gave a very rambling answer, but I guess my answer is okay.
Well, I think the follow up the follow up that Betsy would probably ask too is, did you have a religious family? Because we find that plays into, like, we both grew up Catholic, and ghosts are a real part of Catholicism. So
sure.
But
my family's very sort of like anti-religion in general. Like, so in fact, even if I wanted to have a religious upbringing, like my parents wouldn't allow it. They're sort of like very, very, I don't know. I would say my mom was agnostic, and now she's closer to someone who's an atheist. My dad was always atheist in the beginning, and I was kind of like agnostic from the beginning. And I'm still kind of like that. I'm like, I don't know what's out there, but I know that I got bills to pay, and I got to focus on this right now.
Yes,
hustle.
Yeah, I gotta hustle. Okay? I'm in the streets hustle.
I told you guys, he's been on every comedy you like.
Yes.
Hustling.
Yeah, Jesus, get at me. I need work. Okay.
It is very funny because I tried to pitch you for something on Brooklyn, and they're like, he's already been on. And I was like, God, he really does do every show.
Oh, I love you. Thank you. That's very sweet of you. Very sweet of you. Thank you. But yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so that's where my family, and I bet my family is just naturally not a spiritually inclined family. So that's one of the reasons I heard a lot of that.
Right.
Yeah, that makes. I mean, the correlation there is so clear with us being like, and then Jesus rose from the dead, and so could anybody, I guess. Like,
So,
I mean, Lazarus did it too, so I guess, that leaves a little room.
Was just like, hey, we want to just scare you into, I guess, being a good person, but
they're like, look, these gowns cost a lot of money, and you got to give it to us, or you'll go to hell.
Yeah, you gotta help support us, or you're gonna fucking burn. Okay.
Nice.
Money.
I mean, that's the greatest marketing scheme ever presented to a human being. Was like basically, like, believe this, follow this, use this product or whatever, or you're gonna go to hell.
Or you're gonna burn, baby.
I mean, could you imagine going into someone's house who has gold chalices and goblets and plates, and then being like, could you give me some money? Our house isn't we have some hard times and we need to keep it up. You're like, oh yeah, let's give you 10%. Sorry. That's tithing.
Right. Yeah. No. Get out of here. I think it's bullshit.
Now we're all going to sizzle in hell for eternity.
Hey, man, I'm ready.
I'm about my money, okay? See you in hell.
Hustle, baby.
In these streets.
Gotta hustle.
Now, before we started, you said you do have a few, like, things you wanted to talk about, or, like, urban legendy stuff.
Yes, urban legend. We talked about urban legend for a quick second before we started, and I was thinking about how there's always been this gang initiation week urban legend that basically street gangs have this particular week throughout the year where they initiate newcomers by going, and usually it's like a random act of violence. And I can tell you, I've never been in a gang. Luckily, I've never been in a gang. Never wanted to be in a gang. But where I grew up, there was a lot of my friends, a lot of my neighbors, a lot of my classmates were gang members. So I had a pretty first sort of idea of like what happens and stuff. I never was involved in any type of activity, but at least I was around it enough to sort of get a sense of what people do. And so I've never ever in my life seen or heard anybody in reality talk about something like a gang initiation week.
Right.
Inherently, there's two reasons. One is like when gang members kill people, they do it for specific reasons. Like you're usually killing other gang members. Like, man, this is completely getting away from the topic of like, scary stuff and becoming, like it's scary stuff in a different way. But like in jail, like basically if you're a gang member, you know that at some point you're going to go to jail. It's just the way it is. You're either going to die, you're going to go to jail, you're going to do both. There's no other way around it. So nobody wants to go to jail for killing an innocent person. It's a really bad look for a gangster. They're not going to respect you in there. And in fact, they're going to probably do the opposite.
Yes. I never thought of that.
Whoa.
Because how does that make you tough? Killing an innocent person, how does that make you tough? Killing your enemy makes you tough, not an innocent person. So this idea that these gang members are going out and showing their allegiance to a gang by killing absolutely innocent people, that's not a thing. It's never been a thing. Now, do some of them show their allegiance by killing an enemy, killing someone that's wearing the wrong color, killing someone that's wronged a member of this gang they're trying to get in? Sure, that could happen. But the fact of the matter is, gang members don't kill random. Whenever a gang member kills a random person, it's because that gang member is literally just from being a horrible person or just a mentally sick person or whatever, is shooting at someone in a crowded environment, and then somebody is getting sort of hit in the crossfire, right? Like usually when it's always a crossfire situation, for the most part. Like you will see these militant right-wing people come and kill innocent people.
Yes.
But you won't see gang members come and do that. It's just not it. There is no benefit in their life to do that unless they're insane.
Yeah, unless it would be the same statistics that you would see any person murder in society.
Yes.
Right.
Another thing is pretty much all gang initiations. I mean, LA is gangland. Like people have always said that. We have the most per capita. We have the most amount of gangs than anywhere in this country. So I feel like LA is a great place to look for an example. And any gang I've known, talked to, associated with, known people from, their initiation is one thing. A bunch of people from the gang come and they beat you up for a certain amount of time, and you take it and you fight back like a quote unquote man or whatever, and then that's it. You're in. There is no you're gonna go kill. Now in prison it's different. In prison you want to be part of this gang, you might have to kill someone. But again, you're killing enemies. You're not like they're not gonna kill. So that's pretty much. And this is literally from the time I was a little boy, I've heard about this. Like they would even talk about it on the news, like this just in, reports that it may be gang initiation week. Everybody in my hood is laughing their ass off. Like, it's gang. Because it's not a thing. It's
like Rush for a fraternity.
Right.
Yeah,
it's not a
exactly.
thing. Do you the people on the street always have to be much smarter than the law. They just have to be. That's the only way they can do it. And then once the law catches up, then they have to be even smarter than that. The idea that they're doing something that's so present and clear to the general public that people on the street are talking about, it's like, you think these people are stupid? No, It just doesn't work like that. I think it's, man, if you don't know anything about this type of life, that's scary. Imagine like there's, that you don't know when, but there's a time in the week of some year where if you honk at someone because they're going too slow, or you hide beam them. Yes, you hide beam them because they're going to come and kill you. I mean, it's like I said, my homies would just laugh their ass off.
I remember hearing that in Summit County, Colorado. Like the furthest, like a ski county, like the furthest away from any sort of gang activity, but being like, if you flash someone that their lights are off, it's a gang and they're gonna kill you. Like all of us just like weird mountain kids being like, they're coming from like I guess Denver. Like
You know what though?
strange.
It's very funny because I think about like being from Louisiana and hearing a story like not gang related, but truly people. It's like honking is a cultural thing, and it is an LA culture. It's a New York culture. Like it doesn't mean fuck you. Sometimes it means watch out, like look out or pay
like,
attention.
Hey, go.
Yeah.
Right.
But I've heard of a man murdering another person with his wife in the vehicle because the guy honked at him once at a stoplight and then he like chased the person down and killed him. And it was just an old man.
Yep.
Right.
Like he was a mad old man. And I think that's like what like they're taking these stories and being like it can like road rage and it can happen and then being like but it's these kids you got. Like it's like that's not actually who you have to watch out for.
Right.
Like, the world is crazy and dangerous and this is not the Masonic Lodge. It's not the Lions Club. They don't keep a calendar and be like, well, we got to celebrate. And like,
it is
not
time.
It's like, that's the only old person concept of being like, you got to watch it because in September they get really rowdy.
Sure. I mean, road rage, yeah, sure. Maybe people go crazy because of road rage, but it's certainly not some organized, like, well, cadets, it's that week again.
Yes.
The more, the older the lady, the more innocent the child you shoot, the more it just doesn't work like that. Yeah. If you shoot an old lady and you go to jail, you won't get past the first week. You're gonna be in serious. You're gonna put you in what they call special needs, where it's like you can't be around other inmates because they're afraid they're gonna kill you.
Oh yeah, I've always heard about that, like with like pedophiles or things of that nature.
Yeah. You can't be rapists too.
Yeah. It's prison justice.
And in women's prisons, one huge thing is women who came in and hurt their children for hurting their children. They have to usually be separated too.
Which is, I mean, it's sort of fucked up because typically, I mean, although women I think are more likely to commit infanticide, but it's usually because of mental illness.
Yeah. Unfortunately, in there they don't really care. It's like, oh, sorry, you had postpartum, like horrible undiagnosed episode of postpartum depression. Like it does, because I guess it could get so bad that it causes like temporarily psychosis and stuff like that. And like, that sounds. Awful.
I can't remember
the
woman who drowned her kids, like that big case. They were like,
well, and she said like God told her to.
Well, also she had just been committed and got out because they're like, she's not a danger to herself. Right. Like she knew she had problems and her husband knew, and they were trying to like keep everyone safe. But at a certain point, there's nothing else anyone could legally do, or that the system is not set up to help because they closed down a bunch of state-run mental facilities in the 80s because Ronald Reagan needed to have a war on drugs.
Wow.
And that war on drugs is a whole other bullshit.
But at least it worked, At least the war on drugs worked like a charm.
Whoa.
Everyone's doing good.
They had to give up and say, okay, we'll just legalize weed. We don't know what else to do.
Fine. Give them weed. Fine. Give them shrooms. All right.
Like, I was listening today about Purdue Pharma who made OxyContin, that they are like doing some settlement and trying to get out of criminal charges when they were literally bribing doctors to prescribe this drug after they knew it was really addictive. And they were like, well, it makes us money. So they were like, but like, think how evil and insidious that is when you think about people in your life that became addicted to prescription pills.
Pure evil.
That's actually scary stuff, guys.
That's so scary.
And no one's going to jail. They're just going to shut the company down. They're going to liquefy and then like sell the half. I don't know. I've read what they're going to do, but I didn't understand it. But I know that they're not going to be a company anymore. But I mean, that's it. That's
someone else will just buy off the parts and then keep doing like try to do the same thing later down the line for some other. Yeah.
Right. Oh God.
That's the actual.
Ooh, very scary.
Yeah, spooky.
Very
Too
scary.
spooky.
That's, man, I made myself sad.
You made me sad too, Marcy. Thanks for nothing.
I'm not scared. I'm sad.
That's how I fight fear, depression.
Oh man.
Oh, boy. But you also told us that you might have another story too.
Yes, I do have another story, and I think this is probably the only story that I have that's my own personal experience in like what I would call even remotely paranormal.
Yeah.
But here's this is something that I felt a couple of times. So my aunt and my uncle, they live in a very small village in the north of France called Avrancourt. And I practice a lot to how to pronounce that, and it's Avrancourt. And I guess it's spelled Havrincourt, basically.
Okay.
And literally, this village is named after my aunt's husband and his family.
Oh.
So they have this chateau that's been in his family for several hundred years. And it's like, when I say chateau, I mean, it's like probably 35,000 square feet.
Whoa.
With like 10 acres of land. I mean, it's incredible. When you come inside of it, it looks like sort of what you would imagine like an old 16th, 17th century chateau to look like. It's just like glass, sort of the stained glass, and then like, I mean, hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of work in there, and just like tapestries. But one thing that's also really creepy is all the furniture is still the same from like, let's say 70 years ago. Even though 70 years ago they had still done a renovation. That's how old the freaking place is.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Apparently, some of it was destroyed in World War II, and some people had died either in the area or in the building or something like that.
Of course.
And this is one of those places where every fucking painting on the wall looks really creepy, and everyone's eyes look really creepy, and I remember. I only did this once, even though I've been to that chateau like 4 or 5 times throughout my life, like just going to France and visiting them.
Oh, ooh la la, Peter.
Ooh.
Well, let's just say I like cheese. No, but just like from family. But this is literally going over there from like a period of 30 years or something. But one of the times I went there, I kind of walked around the castle, sort of, and they call it the castle, even though it's like a chateau, around the castle myself, with family members who were in one other part of the castle. And I remember just walking in different rooms, and I was hearing noises that I've never heard inside of a home. And I'm sure a lot of them, there's very reasonable reasons for them. But like creaks and cracks that just, I remember there was this one noise that I would hear in certain parts where it would literally sound like this.
Ew.
It wasn't a clearing of the throat,
dude.
It felt like I'm pressing on something that's going down and popping back up. And it happened in different places. So I was like, okay, it's not the floorboard. And then I was like, okay, I'll try not to pay attention to this. But the one thing that I couldn't help, but it was the only time in my life where I felt like something is with me, but nothing is with me. I felt like, I can't even describe it, because if I had like, you know the feeling when you know someone's behind you and you can almost feel them, but you can't really feel them, but you know they're behind you because you know that they're behind you.
Right.
It felt like that. I didn't feel a breath on my neck. I didn't feel pressure. I didn't feel weight. I just felt like there is another person standing right next to, or there's something next to me. And I could just feel, I could literally hear my own heartbeat in my head. Like, and I don't know, it's weird. I wasn't petrified, but I was really creeped out. Like but I whatever it was, I felt it in every room of the house I walked in.
Like it was following you.
Whoa.
Like as if every room has this thing.
Okay.
Whoa.
You know, like every room has this feeling. And you know, there's no air conditioning, there's no fans, there's nothing. So there's this very stale, dry air that's been there for, you feel like forever. because they don't open the windows, no one lives in there. So like because they don't open the windows or anything often, the air that stayed in there has probably been in there for a long time. And it's like, so I don't know, maybe that had something to do, I don't know, but the second I walk outside, I don't feel that feeling.
Whoa.
Now, I'm sure someone could say, yeah, well, you're going outside and there's current and stuff, so yeah, that could be it. But it just certainly feels like that house is like talking, communicating in its own weird way. Whether I'm not saying it's alive, but it's certainly. I've never been to a place like that and experienced. I have been to two other really creepy places that creeped me out big time, but this was the most. And actually, another place that really creeped me out, both of you lovely cuties remember, is when we went to what is it?
Queen Mary.
Queen Mary.
Yes.
And in that room where that one engine or the one turbine.
Yes.
That was one of the creepiest rooms I've ever been in my life.
Horrifying.
I don't know what. Yeah.
It's like a heavy feeling for sure.
Yes. That is a great way to describe it. And that's how I felt walking in that chateau.
Whoa.
Like a heavy feeling. Something as if I'm with a presence that doesn't feel negative, but certainly feels like something is with me. And I kept thinking, okay, maybe like it was like a figure of my imagination, stuff like that. But I couldn't help but, I don't know, maybe it was psychosomatic. I really don't know. But all I know is, even if it was psychosomatic, the feeling felt real enough to feel real at the moment.
Right.
Whether it was all in my head or, yeah. Because nobody told me the place is haunted, so I didn't have that in the back of my head.
Yeah, that was never even a part of it.
Yeah.
Did you ever ask anyone else about like that house or no stories or?
You know, when I asked people, I never got a real answer. Like I asked my aunt, I remember my aunt's like, "Oh, how, you know, I don't know. I don't even like to be in there, so I have no idea."
I don't even like to be in there. So.
And then my uncle, he's my aunt's wife, aunt's husband. He's very silly and he fucks around a lot. So I never understood like what was, you know. And he's always like, "Yeah, people have been killed there, crap like that." But it was like he was fucking around. I'm sure. I mean, it's so old, and a lot of stuff happened there and in that area, and like I wonder. I
feel that's got to be like. It's so old, and a lot of shit's happened that I'm sure there's just constant energy there from all of those hundreds of years.
Right. We know that anything that's alive produces a certain level of LNG, and we know that it's not destroyed when we die.
Right.
Like, we have proof of that. So it's like, where does it go? In the ground? In the air? In the sky? Does it return to where it's used? I mean, I don't know. It's like, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It's crazy. But I think just it being so like historic on its own, and also not being a public place, being a private place that is rarely used. The only time my aunt and uncle go there is when they want to show like out of towners what it looks like. They literally have no other reason to be there. There's no hot water. The electricity doesn't work in half the house. So it's just and the French government gave them an offer for like 35 million euros for it, and they didn't. My uncle pretty much turned it down.
What?
I mean, I guess if you're responsible for like the family lineage of like that's been in your family for so long, like
yes, and
it would feel like selling out. Maybe
I'd sell out in a heartbeat, dude.
I mean,
all right, Sodaro family.
Luckily, luckily they're a wealthy family. Like, and you know, he's a they're just both very smart people, and they've made some great investments. So money, for them, I'm sure 35 million anybody could use, but it seemed like it was fairly easy for them to turn it down, because apparently they turned down multiple offers.
Well, guys, then get some hot water in here, okay?
Seriously.
Let's make this a vacation home, all right?
But yeah, even you saying that like it's never open to the public and stuff, it feels like whatever was in there was probably so pumped to follow you. You know, it's just like, whoa, somebody's here, come on. Let's follow
Especially-
him around.
Not to like blow smoke up Peter's ass, but Peter's got a lot of energy as a human. Like, there's if there's any sort of if picking up on people, it works the same in our daily life as it does in the ghost life or whatever, then like they would be so happy to have some like that kind of energy walking through the house. I'm sure they were like, ooh,
This dude
Thank
rules.
you. That's so sweet of you. Thank you. I certainly didn't, and I don't even know what I'm saying here, but like I certainly didn't feel a negative energy, and I certainly didn't feel scared as much as I
Right.
felt just kind of nervous and anxious, but also kind of exhilarated. Like I could have easily ran back downstairs and went outside, but I kept going into different rooms because for some reason this feeling was really fun. But at the same, I think it was fun because it felt scary, or
Right.
it felt, but it didn't feel threatening or menacing. And I've heard people like say they've been to places where they felt like this, like intense, dark cloud suddenly on them, or
Yeah.
stuff like that. I didn't feel anything like that. So, but
Right.
who knows?
well, and I guess it was like sort of like family by marriage.
Sure. Oh, and I wasn't high, wasn't drunk, wasn't like jet lagged, wasn't, I don't know,
Yeah.
wasn't anything that would make, again, but it could have been psychosomatic. Who knows?
I
Who
mean,
knows?
I don't know.
But
Or
our
just
bodies,
some people from a local village who are like, we're squatting and they're gonna figure
Yeah.
it out.
Oh no.
that local village too is a trip.
I
Not to
bet.
not to disrespect them in any way, but because they're like, it's a small, poor village, and they basically, I think there's a lot of, what's a nice way of saying like people having sex too close to like incest, but not like incest seems like it's a bad. It
It
seems
has
like
like
it's
a shallow gene pool, I guess. That
Yes,
sounds rude
yes.
too, I guess, but
because and the only reason is because I remember going there and I noticed there was a lot. I noticed like I don't really know the proper term I use for it now, but like people who seem like maybe there was some type of like cognitive, maybe cognitively challenged, or something like that. And
Yeah.
I remember brought it up to my aunt, and she was like, "We think that's maybe one of the reasons."
Whoa.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, that's why there are laws that like explicitly state you cannot marry anyone closer than a third cousin. Like where I'm from, that is a known law because people need to hear it.
Even first cousin.
Yeah, like you should not marry a you should not have children with a first cousin is like essentially what the law is like. So like you could a third cousin, but let's not do a second or
Gotcha.
first.
Right.
So third cousin would be your parents' cousin's child, right?
No, I think that's going to
I
be a
don't
second
know.
cousin once removed.
Then what's a third cousin?
So like
I
your
don't know, man.
so like my parents, like my mom, we're close with those cousins. So like it would be like my cousin's cousin would be fine.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I
It
think,
feels so like old timey.
or it would have to be
It-
sorry, it'd have to
you
be your
know?
grandfather's cousin or grandparents'
Is
cousin.
a third cousin.
I think. I think so.
Dude.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think.
Again, I do feel bad bringing this up only because I'm in zero position to judge people's cognitive or whatever, and this is not a judgment on what these people do, because I do think being a small village, and they are literally isolated in the countryside. So I
Yes.
wondered like these, but I just didn't notice a certain what I would call pattern, and then like asking my aunt, she was like, yeah, like someone that lives in this village a long time told us like this is sometimes that the children of this village have had a history of having issues, unfortunately.
Whoa.
I mean, it would make even just like
It makes-
genetically, like if you have the same genes, the dominant
Genetic,
genes, yeah, it's just like well, if there's no competition in the gene pool, then one thing's gonna keep happening more, whether
Right.
that's like
Right.
blue eyes or whatever thing. That's just like how that works, right?
Yeah.
Right.
It's like all blue-eyed people come from the same ancestors.
What?
Interesting.
It's like one mutation from like some person long ago, and that's
Ooh,
how you got.
I got blue eyes.
Yeah.
Better be somebody cool. I bet it's not.
All blue-eyed people that never been bad. All good.
Always been good.
Everybody good.
Always been good. That's really spooky though, that chateau. And also even like that town sounds kind of like,
Yeah, it
What's
sounds like
crazy-
such a horror movie. All of it. Of like,
yeah.
we
Yeah,
got an
and-
Airbnb at the chateau. This town's a little creepy.
And here's the thing: you really can't even describe it as a town. It's a village because there's no
Right.
stores. They have to go literally outside, like 20 minutes outside of their village, just to go to. There is no stores, no hospitals. There is like one little like pub kind of thing, and but that's it. And these houses are literally like a mile from each other each, and so it's literally. I don't think there's more than like 80, 90 people that live in this village.
Right,
wow.
Okay.
Okay,
The only
that's-
reason they live in this village, that my aunt and uncle live in this village, is because the house that they live in is also part of the property of that chateau. They technically own the entire village. It kind of belongs to them, and these villagers live there. They wouldn't, but the government also won't allow them to kick these people off. For certain,
yeah.
they have certain laws there. But the reason they stay there is because they're afraid of what will happen if they leave. The villagers come and destroy the chateau? Will destroy, because the villagers hate them, because they look at them as sort of like upper,
Right.
bourgeoisie, and these people are very poor. So it's a really weird thing. Yeah, even though the thing is, I think my aunt and uncle in the beginning tried to help, but had some issues with the villagers, and now they're kind of like, well, we don't like these people either, and they don't like us. Which
Right.
This sounds
sucks.
so old. Like
It
very
does
like
sound so old timey. Like
I will show you both a picture of the chateau as well. You're gonna be like, oh wow, this literally looks like it's from like the 17th century, and all of this looks incredibly creepy. The countryside around there is absolutely breathtaking. Some of the most
I
beautiful.
bet.
North of France, I would say the closest big city to this village is Lille.
okay.
So if any listeners know where Lille is, in the north of France, and it's a beautiful little city, but the countryside is like, I mean, at nights, it was the first time in my life I realized, oh my God, there are literally millions of stars in the sky.
Oh yeah.
It's unbelievable. But also, I've never seen darkness like that at night. Like, I mean, so
Right.
dark that you can't see an inch in front of you almost. It's just like, all of it is scary.
yeah, especially because like
Wow.
you're an LA kid, like born
Always.
well,
Yeah.
not born here, right? But you've been here forever, right?
Right. I was born in Iran, but in Tehran, literally a city where there's 70 million people. And then, then I came to LA. So I've never, the first time I actually visited that place, I hated it. I was like, "Bro, what is this? This is so depressing." But as an adult, I'm like, "Man, I love this. Like,
Yeah.
just coming,
Yeah.
spending a week here is wonderful."
No, my hometown is bigger than that, but it's technically a village as well.
Whoa.
And 3 of my grandparents grew up there as well. Yeah, 3 of them. So like it's very, very small. And my sister I lived by the river off a creek.
Wow.
And we had my sister's best friend lived across the creek, but pretty like, I mean, as the crow flies, maybe only half a mile, but we would play spotlight. We'd take our dad's like big spotlight out and we would play with them, where we would just try to like catch their beams from that far
Whoa.
away, which means that it had to be very dark for us
Right.
to play that kind of a game.
And I bet it's like a beautiful little village, right? Like beautiful scenery, like quaint, like little stores and stuff like that.
No, I wish. It didn't get developed well. Like there's a lot of people now, but it's, it just, when there's no one governing it, because it doesn't have its own government if it's not
Sure, that makes it hard,
incorporated.
yeah.
So it's just kind of like everything is piecemeal and like done. So, but the area is very, there's just like a lot
That's
of
what I
woods.
mean. Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
man. That's gotta be
Yeah.
beautiful.
Like I grew up truly like playing in the woods. Like my mom would
So
be like,
did
come
I.
back at sunset. Like,
Yeah,
don't.
me too. Where it was just like, okay, be back. Yeah, exactly. Before the sun's down.
Yeah. Just like running around barefoot, snakes everywhere. It was insanity.
What kind? Like poisonous snakes too?
Yeah, we had like water moccasins and
Ooh.
stuff like ground rattlers and
Spooky.
Water moccasin. Like I heard, water snakes in generally are all very venomous.
yeah.
Oh God.
I only like encountered one once and it was during the winter, so it was fine. It was like asleep. But like I put my hand right on it and was like, and then realized it was like either dead or
Like-
asleep. So
Ooh.
Like it's sort of like going to like a comatose type thing when it's really
Yeah,
cold.
Oh yeah,
That
like
kind of-
hibernation or whatever.
it was like under a bunch of leaves and maybe it was like a little, and it was like coiled up.
oh.
It could have been dead. It could have been
Could have
dead.
been
too.
dead. Yeah. Was it cold? Was it very cold? Well, what am I saying? They're cold blooded. So
I don't. Yeah. All I know was that I was like, I was maybe 8 years old, and they just ran
Ooh.
so fast.
Oh God, snakes are so creepy, man.
Surviving as a child in the South is amazing because
Yeah, congrats, dude.
your parents are just like, get on, have fun, get on, be 8 years old and get on an ATV, go do it. And you're like, all right, I'm out.
Okay, later.
yeah.
What are you gonna say? Do it.
I was going to say, sorry. No, what I was going to say, this is completely out of topic, but I do want to, I heard there's a lot of like old school sort of like homes and chateaus in the South that are like supposedly haunted, and there's tours and stuff. I always want to do something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, one we've never covered because we don't like the origins of it is the La Laurie House, which
Is it a
In New
plantation?
Orleans?
it's not a it's in the city of New Orleans. It wasn't a plantation because it was like just a giant like beautiful fancy home, but the very like torturous treatment of slaves.
Oh my God.
Because that was that who Kathy Bates played in Coven?
Yes, Kathy Bates portrays Madame Lalaurie, but it's terrible. It's like one of those things where like this is just
It's-
actually not. There's no fun part of this, but it is
Sure,
supposed
sure.
to be very haunted. Nicolas Cage owned it for a while.
Yeah, he likes to buy haunted houses. In
Yeah,
New
he likes to
Orleans.
buy haunted houses.
I know, but with that kind of energy, it's like, I can't, yeah, it's like I can understand that, but if you buying a place with such horrible energy,
Oh,
it's like buying, yeah, I mean, it's like buying a plant. I can understand someone buying a plantation, tearing it down from bottom to top and rebuilding, and maybe just sort of like, that's almost like a symbolism itself, but like, I can't picture someone buying a plantation either. It's just like, such horrible things have happened. that-
right.
There
I know.
was a plantation that I, as a kid, was like, wouldn't it be cool to own this? But only because it was already like it had been burned down during the Civil War,
Sure.
and it was just like some basically ruins of a plantation.
Right.
And I was like, that would be cool. But most of the plantations, you're like, this is just an old house, and
Right.
like they're not like what you would see in Gone with the Wind exactly, like because they have in the South the land's wet, so you can't build like big like high houses. They'll sink into the ground.
Right.
Like our
right.
state capitol is built on a flotation device
Wow.
Really?
because
Whoa.
it's like I want to say 15 stories. And maybe not even that tall, but it
Yeah.
has like it's built on something that floats above the water line because it's right down by the river.
Whoa.
That's
Wow.
really interesting.
It's really weird, right? It's like how
Yeah.
all the bridges there, the pilings don't go to the ground. They don't go to the bottom. They have flotation.
Oh, cool.
The
'Cause I don't
bridges of
The
the bridges of
bridges.
Madison County.
The bridges
Yeah.
of Madison County where everyone kisses.
Everybody kisses and smooches.
Peter, do you have any other stories you'd like to share with us? Or I can play a listener story.
Ooh, I can't think of a story per
These
se
are
that.
Great,
Yeah,
too.
but
Yeah,
let's
these
listen
are
to a
great.
listener. Yeah, let's do a listener story.
All right, I'm going to pull
Love it.
it up now.
have a few of these stories for you because apparently paranormal experiences run in my family. When my cousin was born, my aunt and uncle lived in an apartment building, and the day that he was born, an old man who lived in their building passed away on the same day and in the same hospital. When he was an infant, my mom went over there to babysit, and she had just put him down for a nap. And a little while later, she heard footsteps going into his room. And she went into his room, and the rocking chair next to his crib was rocking by itself. When my sister was little, she was maybe 5 or 6. She told my mom about a dream that she had where she was inside of a box and she was sleeping. And there were men carrying the box while she was sleeping in it. At that point, she had never been to a funeral, and as far as my mom knew, she had never seen one on TV, so she didn't know where my sister would have gotten that image from. I had a few things happen to me when I was a teenager. One day I came home from school, I sat down on my bed, and the TV turned on by itself. And at first I thought I sat on the TV remote control, but I looked around and the remote control was several feet away from me. Another morning I woke up, I went downstairs, and when I got to the bottom of the stairs, the radio in my room started playing full blast. I never kept the radio that loud, and it wasn't on like a timer or anything, so I don't know what happened there, but I had to go upstairs and turn it off. When I was about 15 or 16, I shared a bedroom with my younger sister. And one night, in the middle of the night, I woke up, looked over at my sister's bed, and there was a girl standing next to her bed. And at first I thought it was my sister. I realized my sister's not even home. She had stayed over at her friend's house that night. And the moment I realized that, there was a flash of bright light, and the girl disappeared. And the weird thing about it was I wasn't afraid. I just was kind of like, that's weird. And then I rolled over and went back to sleep.
That was it. And then Beyonce started playing.
Whoa.
That's
The Beyonce,
a lot of good. That was like the greatest hits.
I was really impressed by how fast and how like clear she could it would have taken me 2 hours to say 5 stories like the way she just did that. It was awesome.
yes, she was rattling it off like a grocery store shopping list. Like,
Whoa.
like she knew so many. And she did it in 2.5 minutes too.
I mean, Marcy,
She's concise.
she's good.
She's really good.
They're good.
Thank you for those.
Yeah,
Yeah,
those were
thank
really
you
good.
so much. Ooh, there's so. Ew.
Also, did you guys hear what sounded like an emergency alert buzz
Yes.
in the
Yes.
middle of it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I did too. I wasn't sure if it was like my computer or
Whoa.
I'll listen to it later, but I was like, because she was talking about thinking she sat on her remote right in that moment.
Right,
So
because like the TV popped on really loud or something.
yeah, and it sounded like a bzzz, like
Yeah, it totally
Yeah,
did.
like a pager or something.
That is so scary to me. Of like TVs or radios popping on is so scary to me. Even though they're electric, and I feel I'd be able to be like, oh, it's whatever. It's something weird happened, but they're still, ooh.
Is it
scary,
like
man.
weather was dry and then it caused some type of static in an exact moment, something? Yeah, like it's just creepy. Anytime something that is non-automated, that you have to physically do something to it for it to do its thing. To me, the story the little girl had about being carried in a casket pretty much is very creepy.
I
That
don't
is
like
awful.
that. It makes you wonder, like, if that's like I don't know why that could be a memory of a past life. Even
That's
though.
what I was thinking. A person buried alive in a past life.
Did she say how old the child was?
I
feel
don't
like
recall because
6 or something.
yeah, I was wondering, like, as
6.
soon as she started telling the story, I was like, did I tune out and forget the age? But yeah, it's like or maybe like I don't know, like if a spirit had not left its body and it just was like sort of showing her like that part. I don't know, man.
Whoa. It's wild when kids like come up with something where you're like, how did you even know what that was? Like, I feel my nieces, this is not spooky, but it's kind of spooky, of just like all of a sudden being like, TikTok. And it's just like, wait, well, like, have you ever seen like a TikTok video? No, but it's just in the air. It's not spooky, but, or like, I don't know. Yeah, my nieces haven't been spooky yet, which thank goodness. If they pull some spooky shit, I'm out of there. I'm bailing.
No longer your
on my
aunt.
nieces. Yeah.
It's really funny. My nephew, who maybe listens, I don't know, maybe. Hi, Brock.
Listen.
He's 13. They lose interest. So, but he, as a baby, would say spooky stuff, and he also is very into ghost stories.
Yeah.
But he would talk about people being in his room, like he was like, there's a lady and she cries a lot. And you're like, who is the lady? Because they all saw stuff like in that house that they were in for like a couple of years. And it's like, why are like, it's just like too specific, that like the things he would say about like, and he would get frustrated when people didn't understand him. Like,
Yeah.
like not like a little kid like telling a story about a thing that they, they're making up, but like, no, you like, he would be like 2 or 3 and he was like, no, the lady. The lady
like,
who
I see every night.
Or once he was describing, he was like, that old man that we know. And they're like, what old man? He's like, that old man. The one, and they were like, are you talking about, they said D, that's what they call my dad. And he's like, no, the older one. And he was describing my mom's dad who had died.
Spooky.
And it's like, maybe he remembered from when he was a baby, but like.
But even that is.
But these don't sound like, when a kid or like someone that young tells stories, it always changes. It gets weirder. Like this one seems like it was like you said, like no. Like, are you guys deaf? I'm telling you, this is what happened. Like,
yes.
It feels like the child knew,
Yeah. And even like what her stories about, I don't know, like being carried in the box. I was like, that's just like so. I guess a kid could see something and then remember it like that, but that's so
but
creepy.
Even like the mom being like, you've never been to a funeral. I don't think you've seen one on TV. Like, that's so specific. And even if you did see, let's say you did see a funeral on TV, to jump to, or like, to dream in that way of like, oh, I am the body inside the box getting carried by the dudes.
Absolutely.
Like, that's so specific and creepy.
And the older sister, the listener, seeing someone at the foot of her sister's bed and then realizing her. That is like, a thing like that has happened to me where I rationalized first and then was like, nope, that rationalization is not possible.
Which I feel is a very human thing to be like, oh, it must be blank before being like, it's a fucking ghost. Like, yeah, exactly. Like, oh, it must be this. Oh, wait a second. Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
Ooh. And then it immediately disappearing, like as soon as it was uncovered.
Yeah.
You got it. Those are good.
Also, stuff like that makes me think of as soon as you have the rationalization that like maybe it's a sibling, and then you're like, nope, that can't be what it is. That's another person. Then your brain like almost like won't let you see it anymore.
Oh yeah.
That there's like a firewall shut off.
Yeah. Like survival mode of just like, okay.
Yeah, like that can't be.
Whoa. That's so spooky.
It is really spooky.
Ugh, what fun though, huh?
It's the best.
And what a great month! What a great month to be talking about this. Truly my favorite.
I know.
Like month, like holiday is Halloween.
Me too. I'm so bummed we can't go through mazes together, man.
Now,
Yeah,
I've
me
seen
too.
a few drive-through.
I did one last night.
How was it?
Oh, how was it?
It was. This one is in the OC.
Oh.
Oh.
called Urban Legends Haunt, and so it's all about like these like California urban legends that you
Oh.
hear about.
Fun.
And
Gang
it was
initiation week?
that one was huge. Uh, and you like there's probably like 6 rows of cars, like, and they have like a VIP section. We bought VIP tickets,
Hell yeah.
fancy. But so there's like I think 2 or 3 rows for VIP and then 3 rows for non. But then you like kind of like a car wash. You drive up and then like red lights come on, so you stop and they have like people being like, turn off your cars, turn off the lights and stuff, and you sit and like you put the windows down if you want, because like of course music's playing, scary noises are playing, and then you sit in like there's pretty much like a kind of like Bigfoot Sasquatch scare, or like I guess little play or whatever, and you like sit and you're like in the woods and there's tents and there's like people looking for each other, but
That's
then like
fun.
scary Sasquatch kills them and like people run at your car and scream at you. It was pretty fun. It was strange, of course, like, but it was like it got me feel like very pumped to
I mean, it also seems like, I mean, you know, hopefully this time next year, we're all like, everything is fine. Let's spit in
we're
each
in
other's
New
faces
Orleans,
again.
dude. Yeah.
Droplet
From New
City.
Orleans to Salem, we're getting spooky.
Spitting in
Droplet
everyone's
City,
mouth.
baby.
Yeah, Chocolate City, spitting our chocolate in each other's mouths.
Yes.
Oh no, I said Droplet City.
Oh, I thought you said
also
Chocolate City
Chocolate
because
City.
because
Well, we're going
once,
to Chocolate City for
no,
sure.
once the mayor of New Orleans after Katrina called it, he was like, "We will rebuild this Chocolate City." Mayor Ray Nagin said that. In case anyone thinks I'm being weird, he literally called it a Chocolate City.
I was thinking of like
It was strange when he said it, though.
right before COVID, the Hard Rock Cafe at City Walk is no more, and a new chocolate emporium like restaurant thing
Like a Max Brenner's.
was about to open, and then COVID came, and I thought you were referring to that.
Different kind of Chocolate City. But yeah,
Different
hopefully we can all go to real haunted houses. But I think that's a viable option, though, to do a drive-through, and that they could make them really really cool, I think.
Yeah, it was pretty. It was fun, and it got me just like in the. It felt, I was like, okay, this does feel kind of Halloweeny.
Halloweeny.
So I recommend them. I'm doing the haunted hayride on Saturday. It's
Oh,
so
nice.
strange too.
Same
'cause
thing,
it's
right?
Like, yeah, I think so. It's so strange though too, because it's like, how do we can't get a huge crew together?
Right.
I mean, we could try to caravan, but it's also like it's so strange. Of like I like holding on to my friends. And
Yeah, you could like test and stuff and do it, but anyway, we could chat about this offline too. Let's just wrap it up here. Peter, thank you so much for being
Thank you
on
for
with
having
us.
me.
so
Thank
much.
You. Thank you. Such a pleasure.
Anything you want to plug or where people can find you? You're doing some great Instagram work. So
Oh my
thank
God,
you.
plug your Instagram because it's so good.
Love you. Thank you. If you are on Instagram and you would like to follow me, it's at pbani, PBANI. Please follow me, and that's it. Please stay safe, and don't let it become Droplet City in your town.
yes.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Take care, everybody. Take care.
Thank you.
And he's out of here.
And
He
I'm out.
walked off.
Thank you, Peter.
Thank you for having me. It was a blast. Thank you so much.
Ooh, what a dream.
Oh man, Peter is just the best.
I love Peter so much.
So great. Also, classic example of someone saying, "I'm not sure."
Right, and then it's like, no, something weird happened to you in a castle in France.
Yes.
Wow. Wow. That's so good.
So great. And also great listener stories.
Oh my
Multiple stories
multiple stories that were
Yeah.
just creepy and spooky and perfect.
So perfect. But we're gonna keep in the interest of great listener stories, we're gonna read a couple more for you guys.
We are.
Hell yeah, dog.
Hell yeah. So, do you want to go first or should I go first?
You know what I was thinking? I better go first.
Okay, you better go first.
If I don't go first, so help me.
Uh-oh.
Also, Betsy, you did get to watch Bly Manor, so we almost ruined it for you, but you watched it.
I watched it.
Yeah.
Well, were you going to ruin? Well, I mean, we could talk about this later. But...
You were just like, don't tell me, don't tell me.
I didn't want to hear a thing because I wanted to know what the twist or whatever it was.
I agree. I think people should just give you the broadest of overviews. And there are so many people who cannot do that. They cannot do it without telling you something so specific. Right. And I want to be like, look, here's the thing. I'm really smart. And you could tell me something that's not a technical spoiler, but if it's like something that... Yeah, if it's like something that happens in a scene that I should watch out for, I'm going to like overthink it and it's going to ruin the experience.
Because even just like if you were to be like, how, and this is not my reaction to it, but if you were like, Betsy, how was Bly Manor? And I was like, oh my God, your mind's going to be blown.
You're not going to see it
like,
coming.
That's such a spoiler to me. I'm just like, oh, because I will start then thinking and it's like, oh well, you did in fact spoil my viewing pleasure of this.
Now it's fine if we spoil things that came out 20 years ago. That's
that's game on.
Should we do The Sixth Sense real quick? No, just
honestly,
if you haven't seen
this all along.
If you haven't seen The Sixth Sense and you haven't had it spoiled, go watch it.
Go watch it right now. Stop this, even though we haven't spoiled anything. I kind of stop. Go watch it. It's awesome.
But you didn't spoil anything, did you?
No.
You didn't. You didn't even say something that was a part of it.
I did kind of.
Oh, I'll edit it out then.
Oh.
Right?
Well, I said he was a dog all along, so that kind of...
that's... Okay, guys. There's not even a dog in it, so I'm going to leave it in. I don't believe, at least.
Oh, come on.
The big dog part?
Turns out he was Clifford the dog all along, so...
All along? No dogs in it, so that was a real red herring.
No red herrings in it either. No fish.
Actually, God, I'm swearing it. Okay, this is called Gossiping Ghost Granny.
Good. Ooh, I love an alliteration.
Very good title. Hello, Betsy and Marcy. Let me start by saying that I love the both of you. Y'all are great, and I love your podcast. It's a perfect mix of spooky and silly. Thank you. I've officially finished binging every episode, and I've decided to send you some stories of my own.
Yes.
This is awesome. Great. This is what we want. Inspiration. Perspiration.
Yes. Oh, I love perspiration.
I've got a few stories for you, some of which are my own, and another that is local folklore.
Cool.
Story number 1. My entire life, I've always had very vivid, realistic dreams that I usually tend to remember. And every time someone close to me has passed away, they always appear to me in these dreams. Shortly after my granny passed, the dreams of her started. But one night, my dream was vivid in a way that I hadn't experienced before. In my dream, I was on a ferry tour, going around the San Francisco Bay.
Ooh.
It was cold and foggy per usual, and it says FS, SF, SF,
FS,
FF,
San
Fran.
San Fran.
Sorry, I should not add my spin on things. Okay. I could smell the ocean, feel the mist, taste the salty air. I had been here before. It was a moment that I had actually lived and experienced. The scene was straight out of my childhood memory, but in my dream, I wasn't a child. It was my present day self, and I was there with my grandma. We were sitting on the deck of the boat and truly just having a conversation as if we were catching up in the few months since she had passed. I remember that my grandma, who was one for gossip, told me about someone that we knew who had just been arrested going to jail. Shortly after this, I woke up. Upon waking up, I had an overwhelming feeling that it wasn't just a dream. I had just had a coherent conversation with my dead grandma. I immediately got out of bed and went to check our county jail's website. I don't know if that's a thing everywhere, but it's definitely here in small town USA. It only took me a bit of scrolling through the list of inmates before I saw the name of my estranged mother's boyfriend. He had been arrested the night before. Long story short, my dead grandmother visited me in a dream to spill some juicy gossip to me.
Yes, Granny! Oh, that's good.
I love that so much.
That is so incredible.
Oh my gosh. Oh gosh. Well, there's like 3 stories here, but I just want to talk about that one. Like,
we got to talk about that one. That is so awesome.
I feel as if that I might be the type of person to die and come back for gossip.
You absolutely are. This is absolutely you, Marcy. To be like, you know, this and this and this. Well, this is happening too. So
I just love
when you wake up. That's so funny.
Oh my gosh, that's great. I mean, truly, when I was a little girl and I used to imagine what being dead would be like, I thought that on the other side, you would find out all of the like secrets that you never knew.
Right.
And I was like mostly thinking about like what happened to Marilyn Monroe or JFK.
Yeah.
But essentially all that is gossip too. Like that's like, it's not gossip, but it's like finding out the dirt. Like,
right.
And that's as my whole life, that's all I ever wanted to do is
find the dirt, man. You gotta find out the dirt.
My mom says it's because we have a lot of detectives in the family. And just
finding the dirts in your blood.
Just getting to the bottom. I love my favorite thing is to figure out why someone is doing a thing.
Right?
Why?
It's a pretty good thing. I mean, yeah, that's detective work.
It's never just because.
No.
There's always a reason,
There's always a reason why, no matter how goofy or
even how like awful the thing is, there's
right.
always a reason. Like,
yeah.
And I need to know.
And you gotta know that reason.
And I'll die to find out.
And then you gotta come back and tell everybody.
I'll be like, pss, pss, pss. You'll just feel like it's like that thing where people feel like a breath on the back of their neck. That's me trying to tell you something juicy.
Betsy lied about her weight. Oh
no. She's much bigger.
She added on 15 pounds to her weight. Why?
It's weird.
It's strange.
It's like telling people she was beefy, I guess. Story number 2.
Nice.
In 2013, my father-in-law was diagnosed with cancer. Surgery had been scheduled for him to have an aggressive tumor removed. He, my mother-in-law, and my sister-in-law were in San Francisco for the procedure. My then boyfriend, now husband, and I were watching their home while they were away. My 2-year-old daughter was also staying there with us. Sorry, I'm like reading like a child. I was staying there with us.
You're doing good. You're doing good. You're doing good.
My husband's mother is Native American and very spiritual. She had 2 siblings pass away many years before and would often pray/speak to them for protection. Her sister's murder is literally on an episode of Unsolved Mysteries, but that's a whole other story for another time. Before leaving, my mother-in-law asked her dead brother, Peter, to watch over the family and protect everyone. We thought nothing of it since it was a pretty nice, normal practice for the family. That weekend, we had multiple unexplained instances happen to us.
What?
The first one, I'm already having chills. It's like severe.
Seriously.
The first one that comes to mind happened to us the night before my father-in-law was set to go into surgery. It was late at night. My husband and I had stayed up drinking beer and hanging out.
Hell yeah.
Party.
Woo.
We were getting ready to go outside to smoke when all of a sudden the radio clock alarm started playing and the bathroom door swung open all at the same time.
What?
The clock said 3-something a.m. We immediately turned off the radio to check what time the alarm had been set for. The preset time was 8 a.m. That meant there was no reason for the alarm to go off. We also checked the bathroom door to see if maybe the wind had blown it open, but there was a thick rug in front of the door that wouldn't have allowed it to close just because of a slight breeze.
What?
We were baffled. Another night, we were sleeping in the master bedroom, mother-in-law's room, and my daughter was asleep in another. She woke up crying and scared. She said that there was a man outside of her window.
I'm shaking. I mean,
my
not
husband.
shivered. I mean, I got
you're shaking. Your whole house is shaking.
Keep reading, Marcy.
My husband checked the house inside and out, but the coast was clear. He was holding her and comforting her in the bedroom. He was then holding her and comforting her in the bedroom we had been staying in. There were many family pictures displayed on the dresser. One of them was of my mother-in-law's brother, Peter, the one who had passed away, and she asked for protection. My daughter, who would have no way of knowing who this man was, pointed to him and said, "That's him. That was the man at my window."
I'm shivering.
I have chills. After that, my husband left the baby with me, went to the living room and said aloud, "Uncle Peter, please stop. You're scaring the baby."
Oh.
And after that, the activity stopped and we didn't really experience anything else in the house. When they got back, we told his mother what happened, and she said that sounded like Peter making himself known to us. Whoa,
my
I have
goodness.
so many chills.
Oh my goodness.
My beard's coming in.
Yeah. Your winter beard is here.
I look like Santa all
You're
of a sudden.
Santa now.
That's really wild,
That's
though.
incredible.
And that maybe he didn't realize how visible he was to the child, or
True. I've just kind of been
Yeah.
like, I'll check in. I'm gonna, mess in the bathroom a little bit,
Yeah.
and then
it's like, I
just
take a
let them
shit.
know I'm here. I gotta take a ghost shit, and then it's
Uncle
game
Peter's
on.
famous shits.
And probably not even knowing like the kid was staying in that room, was just kind of like, let me just check and see what's up. Oh, hi, baby.
Yeah.
And then
I mean, yeah, that could be part of it. Just like having strangers,
right.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you want me to protect this? Okay, cool. Let me see. Whoa. Who's this?
Who is this? Okay, story number 3.
Ooh.
The lizard people of Mount Shasta.
What? Mount Shasta.
Coming back.
Mount Shasta coming at ya.
Ashta.
Ashta.
A while back, you guys did an episode about lizard people that live underneath LA. That sounded very similar to the lizard people that are said to live inside of Mount Shasta called the Lumerians. We talked about this, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Mount Shasta is said to be a hot spot for alien and paranormal activity. For hundreds of years, people have reported seeing strange lights coming in and out of the mountain, as well as hooded figures walking around the woods.
Ooh.
There was a man named Frederick Spencer Oliver that wrote a book in 1899 called A Dweller on Two Planets.
Whoa.
It claimed that ancient people of a sunken continent, Lemuria, now live deep inside the mountain. Since then, there have been many claims about strange events happening on the mountain. One man even said to have traveled 11 miles deep into a cave and encountered an underground city of these mysterious cloaked figures.
What?
And then they've attached an article that goes into a little more depth to the legend if you are interested in reading. Thanks for reading. Love the podcast. Hope you don't shit your pants, Karena.
Oh, Karena. Too late. I shit then.
Oh, that's really... I should link to this in our show notes. So
Yes.
I'll put them in there.
That's cool. Whoa.
And I also should link to the Reddit article that I
You
mentioned
totally should. Yeah.
to you and Peter.
I think people will be very interested in that.
It's like 8 parts, and I have been like slowly reading like for days because
That's fun though.
Yeah. And last night I did the thing where, you know how on the iPhone you can like select text and then press speak and it'll read it to you. And this voice that talks like this, the robot lady.
I think my iPhone doesn't do that. I got an old one.
Yeah. Well, I updated it. You can also ask Siri to do it too. You can say, Siri, can you read this?
I want nothing to do with Siri. I don't trust it. I don't trust that.
But then you can read it with your own damn eyeballs.
I will read it with my own damn eyes.
I made the lady in my phone read it to me, and even though it was very robotic and sometimes pronounce things too phonetically,
that's fun though.
I was like, I'm too scared.
Wow.
And I should warn that there is like actual like it's a search and rescue person, so there's just some sad stuff,
awful stuff too.
But it's also like just scary. It's scary.
I'm freaking out already just from what you mentioned. I'm like, that's too scary.
Oh, but Karena, these are very good stories.
These are great stories. I'm
also
blown away.
Love all
Shasta, dude.
Yeah, love all this California stuff.
Love California, dog.
The hang ten.
Oh, I love the hang ten and Cali, baby. Wow.
Yeah.
Oof. All right, you ready for one?
Holding on.
What?
I mean, yes.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
I said I was saying I'm holding on, but maybe that sounded like hold on.
It sounded like hold on. I was like, okay, what do we need to do? All right. Wait, I'm holding on.
Like to my
like to your
buns.
seats, to your buns. Okay. Now I get it.
Yeah,
hold on to your
get it.
horses. You ready?
Yeah.
Marcy's adopted 3 horses now. What's going on?
The cats are terrified of them.
Okay, this one is Brooklyn baby sees dead people.
Ooh.
Okay. Dear Betsy and Marcy, hello, dolls. Oh, that's nice.
Oh, that's so
That's
sweet.
nice. That's nice. Love the podcast so much. I came to a funny feeling after hearing Betsy on Drag Her.
Yeah.
Or is it What the Tuck with Mono? It's Drag Her now. I think it used to be What the Tuck. I found Betsy to be so funny and charming. I immediately looked up a funny feeling at the end of the episode and have been hooked ever since.
You
Marcy
are
is
funny and charming.
Oh my God, thank you. Well, Marcy, you are too. And listen to this. Marcy is equally charming, and I was delighted to learn is a writer on my favorite show, Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Thanks for all the great entertainment and for keeping it up during quarantine. You are a bright spot in my week always, but especially now. Thank you. That's so nice.
That's so nice.
And everyone is a bright spot in our week. These letters are a bright spot in our weeks.
It really is. Like,
Truly.
I know that we say it all the time and it can sound a little like lip service, but I never bore or tire of scary stories and analyzing them.
I need them.
I love it.
Okay. I want to tell you a story about a home I used to live in Brooklyn when I first got married. A little history. This house has been in my husband's family for a pretty long time. It is a 2-family house. When my husband was growing up, his family was in the ground floor apartment and his grandparents lived upstairs. Once the grandparents passed away, at least one passed away in the house. Spooky. They just took over the whole house and treated it like one home, even though it was 2 apartments. Eventually, my husband's sisters grew up and moved out. His father died, again in the house, and it was just my husband in the upstairs apartment and his mom in the downstairs apartment until she had to move to a nursing home. When it was just my husband in this big house alone, then it was just my husband in this big house alone, and then he met me. Sitcom woos. I hated this house from the first time I visited. I can't really explain why. I remember getting a chill and just a bad feeling the very first time I entered the house. I chalked it up to the fact that the house was old, not very well cared for or clean. Old houses that are not shown love are just depressing places.
Yeah.
When we got engaged, it made sense for me to move in. I had a small rental apartment and he owned a big home, and in an up-and-coming Brooklyn neighborhood.
I
Of
mean,
course, you got to.
that is like, you know, even if you didn't like him a lot, you should.
You gotta move in.
Yeah,
You gotta get in there. I was excited. Excited. You'll see why I said excited. I was excited to start. So
Okay.
started.
Started. That's a
I
great.
was-
Honestly, I like that word. It's like started. Let's get started.
Let's get started in here. I was started our life together.
We were,
but not.
Okay, now I understand the need for 2 words.
No. I was started our life together.
Yeah. Okay.
How about this one? How about this one? I was started for our life together.
What if we started our life together?
We started our life. That's good. I'm changed. We're punching this up so we can fit that one word in.
It's worth it. It's worth it. It's worth it.
So let me start that over. We were started our life together, but not thrilled about moving into that house. It makes sense. I figured a little love, a little elbow grease, some new furniture, and I could make it into a comfortable home. We made some improvements and made it work, but I never felt quite at home there. I had 2 cats that moved in with me, and they never seemed to love it either, often pooping and peeing where they shouldn't, which they never did at our previous apartment or the house we moved in after this one.
Whoa.
Ooh, yeah. They're like, I'm going to fucking shit to be like, let's get out of here.
Yeah.
Okay, fast forward. We get married and have a baby boy 9 months later. Congrats. We named the baby Nathan after my husband's father, also Nathan, who had died in the house after losing the battle with prostate cancer about 17 years earlier. God, cancer fucking sucks. The day we brought Nathan home from the hospital, and the day we brought Nathan home from the hospital, I walk into the baby's room to change him. One of the roll-up shades pops up with a snap. I was so startled, I almost dropped the baby. My husband joked, "Hi, Dad. I guess you were the first one to come and visit the baby." Honestly, I thought it was kind of sweet, the idea that the spirit of my baby's grandpa came to visit his namesake.
Yeah.
About 4 or 5 months later, my husband was working at night and I was home alone with the baby and the cats. The baby was in one of those little baby bouncy seats on the floor and was playing with a rattle. That's classic baby. Dude. That is classic baby.
Babies nowadays would never. They need so much going on. This is an 80s baby or 90s baby. I don't know. But
who knows? He was bouncing and babbling and shaking his rattle around, having a good old time. I was happily watching Mad Men, so it was none of those eras, Marcy.
It was in the 1960s when Mad Men was
I was
set.
watching the documentary Mad Men. I was happily watching Mad Men. I got up to go to the kitchen to get something to drink, and when I came back, I saw the strangest thing I have ever seen in my life. Ooh. The baby was totally still, rattle still in hand, but not moving and staring into a corner of the ceiling.
Fuck.
My 2 cats, who it should be noted were not fans of the baby and did not really hang around him much at this point, were on either side of the bouncy chair, also still as statues and staring into the same corner.
Oh my God.
Oh, fuck. Ew. It was like they were all 3 in a trance. Cat, baby, cat. Unmoving and staring into the corner. Whoa, my God. It gave me total chills to see it. It seemed so unnatural. I went over to the corner thinking there was something there, a spider or something they were all watching, but there was nothing there. This lasted a really long time. Ooh, that's fucked up. Sick. After several minutes, I called my husband to let him know what was going on. This was in early 2008, and I was not in smartphone world yet, or I would have filmed it. I would estimate They stayed frozen like that, staring, transfixed in the corner around 7 to 8 minutes.
That's a long time.
That is such a long time. Marcy. Then, in perfect unison, the three heads, cat, baby, cat, moved as though they were following something gliding along the top of the wall where the wall meets the ceiling. All three heads and sets of eyes followed whatever they were watching until their gazes hit the opposite corner. Then, just like that, the spell was broken. The cats wandered off in opposite directions. Baby picked up Rattle and resumed his happy babbling, rattling and bouncing like nothing at all had happened. That's so crazy. This is so fucking scary.
Yes.
Now, let's fast forward about 2 or 2.5 years. Nathan is now about 3-ish and has a baby sister who is about 1.5 years. A little about the layout of the house. Once you entered the front door, there was a little foyer area. You could walk up a steep flight. Of stairs to the upstairs apartment, or you could walk down a long hallway into the ground floor apartment where we pretty much lived. There was a door with a big glass window that we could close that separated the foyer from the long hallway. And we kept it closed at the time so the kids could run in the long hallway and we did not have to worry about them going up the stairs. As you walked the long hallway, you would come to a little alcove where we kept our large desktop computer, and then you could enter the kitchen or living room. So if you were sitting at the computer, you could look down the long hall and through the big window in the door to see the front door. The front door had no window, just a solid white door with a small peephole. The kids loved to sit at the computer and watch Thomas the Tank Engine videos I would find on YouTube while I was making dinner. I was sitting with them at the computer to get them set up so I could start making dinner. Nathan's looking down the hall at the window and he says, "Hey, there's that man again." Ew. I said, and I said, "What man?" Because there was no one. He says, "The man with the beard." I said, "Is he looking at us?" And he said, "No. It looked like he was talking to someone on the stairs and then walked away." Nathan said it looked like he was going up the stairs. He said that he saw the man sometimes, but the man never talked to him or even looked at him. He said he didn't think the man saw him. He said the man had a beard and a white shirt. Ew. From that time on, every so often, Nathan would mention seeing the man. What was even freakier was that he would often see things when we were out of the house. One memory really stands out. It was a summer night, and we went to nearby Park Slope, fancy, for some ice cream and a walk. Kids were in their double stroller, and we were walking on a residential street filled with beautiful old brownstones. Some still have these very cool old gas-powered lamps outside that we all loved. As we were walking by, Nathan would point to each house and say, "That one has a ghost, no ghost, no ghost, no ghost. That one has a ghost."
Oh my gosh.
Ew. One house really freaked us out because he said, "That one had a ghost, but the ghost didn't like it anymore and left." And then in parentheses, I can hear Betsy yell, "Ew." Ew. Yeah, that's so nasty.
No, that ghost got bored.
Ew. I get it. Ooh. This would happen every so often, especially when we were in neighborhoods with old homes. Pretty soon after this, we started house hunting on Long Island. I remember the first time I walked into the home we now live in. My husband was not with us. He was probably at work. The kids, my sister-in-law, and I used to go look at houses sometimes without him, and then we would take him back if I saw one that was a good possibility. The second I walked into this house, I loved it. I knew it was the house for us. I waited until my sister-in-law and the realtor were out of earshot, and I got down on my knees so I could look Nathan square in the eyes, and I said, "Nathan, does this house have a ghost?" And he said, "No ghost, Mommy." And I said, "Nathan, has this house ever had a ghost?" And he said, "No." So
Oh,
we bought the house and we have been happy here ever since. Nathan stopped seeing ghosts about the time we moved. I'm not sure if this is because the homes are newer. Our house was built in the 1970s, or if when he hit about 4.5 years old, he just lost his sensitivity to it. But we had no ghost alerts after leaving Brooklyn, and our cats never peed or pooped outside the little box in our boring
oh.
ghost-free suburban home. Nathan is now almost 13, a seventh grader studying for his bar mitzvah later this year.
Oh my
One of our
gosh.
favorite things to do is watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine together, and we agree that this past season's episode at Wunsch's funeral is the funniest episode of all time.
Oh, not
for
the one,
keeping
not
me-
Debbie. You didn't think Debbie was the funniest one, where she did a lot of cocaine.
What about the one where they're in Florida and trashy lady films them? Huh? That's not your funny. That's not your favorite one.
I'm just kidding. The Wunsch one is really funny because we got to write a lot of jokes because Wunsch and Holt were always, they just had a lot of like nasty insults at each other. So we got to write so many nasty like descriptions of Wunsch.
Dream. What a dream. Thanks for keeping me happy and sane in the time of Corona. Stay safe, be healthy, and don't shit your pants. With love, Eileen from Long Island.
Yay!
Oh, thank you so much, Eileen. I'm telling you, I think you should rewatch that Florida episode because I think.
And I'm sure your 13-year-old son gets that people sometimes do cocaine and they shouldn't.
Right. Wow, that was great. I love that. Like, that house has a ghost. No ghost, no ghost, no ghost. Oh my God.
I wonder if Nathan is interested in ghosts still.
I do too.
Maybe.
And there is that thing of like, yeah, that makes sense of just kind of growing out of, or and maybe it is even like Nathan's kind of like, nah, I don't want to. I'm done. I don't need to see. I don't need to see that.
I don't need to see that. Yeah.
Those were great stories.
Those were really
though.
great. Oh,
Oof.
It made me miss New York.
New York.
I lived in Prospect Terrace very shortly, but then in Sunset Park for years.
Nice.
Which was like just a couple stops away from Park Slope. And Park Slope's just so beautiful.
Brooklyn is cool, man.
It's really cool.
My sisters lived there for years and years, and I've gotten to go. And there have been quite a few trips where I've gone and I've never even gone into Manhattan. I'm like, this is the way to do it.
Yeah, I mean, like Manhattan's got the like all the I don't know, like it's busy and got the restaurants and stuff, but there's so much cool stuff going on out in like Cobble Hill and Dumbo and a lot of places like just like Red Hook. There's a lot of like cool things in Brooklyn now.
Right. There's so much cool stuff.
And a little more space.
Right. Yeah, it doesn't feel as I get good old fashioned hardcore anxiety when I am in Manhattan.
It's pretty wild.
tough.
One of my last trips there in December, like my good friend has a place in the Village, and then I had to writing at like a coffee shop, in Lower Manhattan, and then was like, all right, I have to go. I was doing Mike Kelton's podcast, so I had to like get to Brooklyn to the studio. And as soon as you get off, you're like, there's like 10 people out here instead of a million.
Yes, it's so nice. Oh,
yeah.
These were wonderful stories. Thank you all for sharing. Keep them coming. We love them.
We love them. We need them. Thanks so much for listening, and thanks for Peter.
Thanks for Peter.
Thanks, Peter.
Universe, thanks for Peter.
Yeah.
And Peter, thank you for the universe.
Thank you for making it all. Well, yeah, guys, happy almost Halloween.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Thank you so much for listening to A Funny Feeling.
If you have a paranormal experience that you would like to share, please send us a voice memo, or you can email us just a letter at funnyfeelingpod@gmail.com. I'm Marcy.
I'm Betsy, and don't shit your pants!
That was a HeadGum podcast.